The latest trailer for the Eternals has just been released, and we are finally given an insight into plot-related details, references to Endgame, and an explanation for why the Eternals have sworn to never interfere. So stick with us today, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, as we break down some of the key details and revelations that were recently brought to light in the latest trailer for Marvel's upcoming Eternals movie. The trailer opens with Salma Hayek's Ajax talking to Richard Madden's Ickardt about Thanos' snap, telling him the story of how Thanos used the power of the Infinity Stones to erase half of life in the universe, and how the heroes of Earth brought them back. We're already just a few seconds into the trailer and we have things to talk about. It's important to note that in this scene, Ajax ventured to a farmhouse with very little civilization in order to meet Ickardt, hinting that they may have been living in relative isolation for a considerable period of time. It's possible that he's been living alone for long enough that he may not know of the decimation, or at least the cause of it, but that remains to be seen in the movie. Ajax then goes on to tell him that the energy released from the Hulk snap that returned half of all life in the universe provided the power level necessary for something known as the emergence to take place. While the details of the emergence have not been revealed as of yet, many theories have been circulating regarding the possibility that the emergence revolves around the return of either the Celestials or the Deviants. But whatever the cause, the Eternals have 7 days to stave off whatever looming threat is encroaching on the Earth. The trailer hints that the movie will revolve around a quest to reunite the Eternals, tracking them down across the vast reaches of the Earth and pulling them back into action after centuries apart from one another. As Ajax is detailing the looming threat of the emergence, we are shown a shot of what appears to be a meteor crash landing on Earth, and the devastating carnage inflicting on the surrounding area. The next shot of Ajax is a rather curious one, as we see not only her, but presumably the rest of the Eternals sitting in a circle around with either a projection or a statue of a figure standing in the center. This being in the center of the room closely resembles one of the Celestials, and as in the comics, Ajax is known as the only Eternal capable of directly communicating with the Celestials, so this makes sense. We see a small orb of energy being absorbed by Ajax just before her eyes glow, and many have theorized that this is how she communicates with the Celestials, but again, this is yet to be confirmed. It's theorized that this orb of energy is a physical embodiment of information, and she is able to see the Celestials' will by absorbing it into herself. It may be her own rather strange way of communication, but the true answer as to what exactly is happening here remains to be seen. This explanation is just one of the more popular theories as to exactly what is going on here. Next, we learn that the Eternals have been on Earth for 7,000 years and arrived with the express purpose of protecting humanity from the Deviants, one of whom we see emerging from the ocean before battling Ickardt. This is the first on-screen look we get given to us of Ickarust's powers, which include heat vision, flight, and enhanced strength. But it's also the first in-depth look we are given into Cersei's relationship with Dane Whitman, also known as the Black Knight, played by Jon Snow himself. It has been confirmed that while Cersei had a previous relationship with Ickardt, she will currently be dating Whitman, a human man who, according to the trailer, either knows of her lineage as an Eternal or will come to know of it during the course of the movie. We know this because he directly asks Cersei why they didn't help fight Thanos or prevent other atrocities throughout human history, to which she responds that they were forbidden from interfering in any event that didn't include deviants. It is currently unknown how deeply involved Dane Whitman is in the field of heroism, and where he is on his journey as the Black Knight. However, we do see a shot of a man on a horse wielding a sword. Given that the Black Knight is a legendary character, and the mantle has been passed down from individual to individual, it's theoretically possible that this isn't Dane Whitman, but given that Kit Harington, the Game of Thrones star who is portraying the Black Knight, is on record as saying, quote, "He has a sword and he rides a horse," and I'm like, I know this guy. I am this guy. End quote. In regards to the character he's playing in Eternals, it seems to confirm that he will be at some point experienced stage in his heroic escapades. He then asks who forbade them from interfering, before being given a look at another Celestial, seemingly answering the question of why they didn't interfere with Thanos' invasion of Earth and the decimation. This is probably the most interesting plot point in the entire movie, and is a point of contention, as many characters and fans alike have believed the Celestials to be long extinct. This opens up two distinct possibilities though for the future of the Celestials in the MCU. Option 1. The Celestials are extinct, and the Eternals have been living in exile without ever coming to know of this realization. This could provide an emotional gut punch to the audience as well as the characters, as they realize they've wasted centuries of their lives and could have in fact stopped Thanos, but instead elected to do nothing and watch half of the universe die. The emotional potential of this option would be fascinating to explore, but there is another option. Option 2. The Celestials were never truly extinct, only escaped to the shadows of the universe while still maintaining contact with the Eternals. If the movie elects to go with this option, then the resurgence of the Celestials and the revelation that they never truly died could pose a significant threat of many of the most powerful galactic civilizations in the MCU, as at this point they have been dormant. If this is the case, and the Celestials take after their comic book counterparts, then the Celestials seek to serve judgment on the various civilizations of the galaxy. These conquerors are unafraid to eliminate the life forms of a planet in order to serve their own purposes, if they deem the population to be unworthy of continuing along their evolutionary path. They could, in theory, pose immense threats to the most powerful planets that we've seen in the MCU, from the Kree to the Skrulls, to whatever Xandarians are left after Thanos' attack, or even our own beloved Earth. Either option would be fascinating to watch, as the consequences of both options would lead to a unique and fresh story for the MCU. The next few shots seem to hint that a majority of the film will be spent following Ikaris and Ajax as they traverse the Earth in search of their other brethren, presumably while also following Cersei on her own story at the same time. Their reunions are loaded with dramatic and emotional weight, and the storytelling potential of bringing back these ancient beings after having been driven apart so long ago has been widely anticipated by avid MCU fans. We are given some shots of the various Eternals' powers as they battle various Deviants, as well as a glimpse into what appears to be the primary antagonist of the film, Crow, the leader of the Deviants. Crow binds Thena with his tendrils and gloats that they are unable to protect any of them, referring to humans. It's interesting to note that Thena's eyes are a solid milky white color, not too dissimilar to how Thanos' eyes looked when Mantis had him entranced and the effect that Loki's scepter had on its mind control victims. Is it possible that Thena is under some kind of mind control based on manipulation? Perhaps she is entranced in order for Crow to be able to hold her, as her immense power may allow her to break free if she was fully conscious and capable of using her powers to their fullest extent. But again, this is simply conjecture. Overall, the trailer serves as a much deeper look into the internal lore of the Eternals, as well as their relationship with one another. And while theory breakdowns and more informational videos regarding the comic origins of the Celestials, the Eternals, and the Deviants are well on their way, we thought a simple trailer breakdown was in order first. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of this new trailer? Did you learn something new about the Eternals from the trailer that you didn't know before? And are you excited to see the Eternals in theaters this November? If we missed anything major, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. Keep in mind, we do have a ton of Eternals content on the way. So if you're interested in the lore of the Celestials, the Deviants, or the Eternals, hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team. As always, my friends, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.